Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I'm Tony Gale and the Lord has laid a word on my spirit, I believe. I don't know. Let's see. I may post this message, I may not. I always confirm with the Lord before I actually post anything. So, yes, let me try to get into the word. I just want to, the Lord has given me numbers. I've been in the word, I've been in numbers a lot lately. And, something that I noticed in numbers and what was highlighted to me this morning is, the Israelites, they kept saying, why hadn't we, returned to Egypt? Because they had food and they had all these good things in Egypt. That is the enemy's lie. When you're out of captivity, you're not doing the things that you used to do. Perhaps, it takes a while for you to get to the point that you would like to be, even though the Lord calls us, it doesn't mean that we're going to have all of these things immediately. The Lord presents what we need in the right time. So many times we get fed up and we get tired and we're just like, if only I had returned. But what you need to know is that when you were at that place, it wasn't good for you. It wasn't good for you. And that is what the enemy does. He, tempts us to give into, pressure, tempts us to give into, what we may feel, but it's really for us to cast it out and say, no, it was not good in Egypt. And many times this was underlined to me and I was talking to the Lord about it. I think a day ago or someone, it's come to interrupt the video. Lord have mercy. Yes, and what the Lord really brought to me is that, there was one point that, the Israelites, they went to the way of the Red Sea. And they were at this way, and they became discouraged. And because they became discouraged, what they did was they started to complain about food and stuff like that instead of saying, I'm discouraged. I've become fearful, and that is the word that the Lord has given me today. Fearful. I see a whole lot of interruptions for this word that the Lord is saying. Don't be fearful this morning. The Lord, gave me a word, courage, and it reminded me of the cartoon Courage. Do you know Courage? The cartoon that is called Courage. I used to love watching Courage. So it's the cartoon is really very funny because it's called Courage and the dog is called Courage in there, yet he's very fearful, yet he's always, even though he's fearful, he goes and he tries to save the people that he loves whenever they're kidnapped or in trouble. So that is the Lord has showed me and let me know that even though fear comes, what makes you courageous is the fact that you move in the fear. You get up in the fear. You do what you're supposed to do. There's many things, that I have done and I did it trembling. I can tell you that. Of course, when people look at me, they're just like, oh, she's so courageous. When I was doing it, I was so fearful, even the smallest of things. I was like, Lord, I can't do it. I can't do this. There was something that the Lord told me to do, days ago, weeks ago. And I was like, Lord, help me. And he was like, just do it. That's what he just said, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And so I got up and I just did it. And I was fearful. And when I went to do what I was supposed to do, I was like, oh Lord, I didn't die. I'm alive. I'm alive. I thought that I wouldn't make it, but I made it. So you know what I mean? So many times the enemy comes upon us with lies. With lies, and it's like the Lord let me know that you're correct. When the Israelites went to the way of the Red Sea, you know they were discouraged and started to complain about something else, and ignoring the fact that what was the problem is that they became discouraged. It wasn't food anymore, it was just that they became fearful. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They became fearful, and so they started to complain about something else. And that is what many of us, we're like, we don't acknowledge what we're feeling. We start to complain about something else because we're fearful. Or yes, we are fearful about what it is, the actual problem. And like, we need to really look at the underlying issue today. I asked the Lord, what is the problem? There are many things that I've done, even in my life. A while back, I gave up on something, and I was like, Lord, I can't handle this, because I can see into the spirit. And the Lord said, you gave up so easily. And he really checked me. He really checked me. And this was his word. He said, I'm going to have to check you. I have to check you, like, because you need to understand, I'm the same God. And he said to me, some days ago, I don't know if I can say this, Lord, can I? Yes, I think I can say this. He said to me, I am your armor bearer. He is your armor bearer. That is what he said. So, the Lord has been the one who has been fighting for me. Just like the Israelites, the Lord was the one who opened up the earth so that those men could fall in for his name's sake. The same God who parted his world is the same God who could have, who did, eventually parted the Red Sea. But because, they gave into their fear, they became blind. And this was another word that came to me. We are blind. And the Lord said to me some days ago, you guys are blind. That is basically what he was saying. He said, you're all blind, because you don't see that it wasn't you who have been fighting these battles, but the Lord who has been fighting for you. Yes, many of you are just like, oh, I'm being fought. Many people are fighting me. Do you not know that when people go out and they pay their money, it's not for you to be able to walk, to talk, to, continue living. Many people have paid for you to go into the grave. And when you can walk, when you can talk, when you can sing, that is a blessing. That means that the Lord had fought for you last night, fought for you to wake up and breathe. And this morning I woke up and I was just so overjoyed. I was joyful. I was like, Lord, I don't understand. I'm so joyful, but I'm just so happy because I woke up and I am breathing. And I know that many people have paid for me to die. Like, this is the Lord of hosts. Many times we complain, but like the Israelites, we don't understand, and we became blind because we gave in to the feeling of fear, not realizing that the Lord is the same yesterday, today, and forever. The same God who fed us, the same God who kept us safe, so we don't need to give in to fear. Whatever it is the Lord has told you to do, you need to do it. Do it in fear. I don't know who told you, that you need to be courageous to serve the Lord. Courage isn't based on, doing it without fear. Sometimes you have to do it in fear. There are things that the Lord will call you to do, things that the Lord will tell you personally, to do, and sometimes you become fearful, even if it's small, even if it's just do something for someone. Sometimes you become fearful, even if it's to go very close by to even where you live. You become fearful, but what do? You say, Lord, I'm going out today and I'm going in the fear. I won't be stopped by this fear. Just like Zerubbabel, just like Joshua, I will be strong. So it's really for you to get up and say, Lord, come with me. I will be strong. I will do what you've called me to do. I will do it in fear. It's not that I'm not fearful. It's just that, I believe in you enough to move. So today I'm saying move. I really didn't come on here to preach like this, but the Lord really laid it up on my spirit. It's time for us to stop giving up so easily. The same God who fought for us is the same God who is going to fight. It doesn't matter how many opposition comes against you, wherever you are. Do not be fearful of the number. The same God who annihilated the the army of Sennacherib is the same God who can fight for you. It's the same God that is fighting for you. Many of us, we're just like, we're so strong. Girl, man, you don't have no idea what the Lord had did for you to wake up this morning. You know, there are many people that did not want to see you breathing. Breathing. It doesn't matter what they're doing now. You might feel a little bit of, but people had paid for you to not be breathing. And so, it becomes difficult for you. It becomes, I'm sorry, I have to go to work. But, it becomes difficult when we give into the fear. So don't give into the fear. It doesn't matter what the Lord has told you to do. It doesn't matter how small people might think it is. It's time for you to get up in fear. In fear, Zerubbabel and Joshua, they were very fearful when they were building the altar. When they were building the temple for the Lord. And they became fearful. No, don't quote me, I may not say everything correctly. But, they became fearful. But the Lord said, be strong, and they can continue to do it. This is how you prove that you have faith in God. This is how you prove that, you're putting your whole self into what the Lord, is saying that you need to do. And so don't be fearful. Even if you're fearful, continue. Like I've been so fearful about many things that the Lord called me to do, and I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it. So yes, I believe it's late, so I'm gonna go. Stay blessed.